get harassed a lot by Sand King.
He's going to have a very, very hard time.
Very hard for him in the laning phase.
But EHOME already had that pick planned for like a long time. They like instantly picked it. They didn't even think about it. They were just like, okay, let's go.
What if you safe lane Sand King to 1v1 the lone druid and then you aggro try?
Exactly. Then you force EGM to stay in that bottom lane, and Mirana does kind of okay, not great against Batrider, but you can potentially just win 2 lanes.
I think either way, PA is going to have a very rough early game. He's going to have to rely on his supports to make rotations and get him back into the game. Like, he doesn't need too much items in his levels, and he's going to be able to participate early with the cycling dagger. So I wouldn't expect PA to get much in the lane, but he might be able to still get some goal when the fight starts happening.
Sounds great, gentlemen. With that said, we'll throw it over to the main stage floor right now, where we have Draskell and Rapgod. OD Pixel. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much indeed, Dakota. Game 2, EHOME versus Alliance, as we're ready to get ourselves pretty much back into the action. I'm OD Pixel, I'm joined by Draskell. We've just seen the drafts. Andy, I've got to be honest, it looks pretty terrifying for Alliance. You're going up against EHOME, who've got the Sand King, the Mirana, the Shadow Demon again, and then there's this certain hero that kind of makes this combo even better, and it's an Elder Titan.
Yeah, it's for me going to be a rough game for Alliance. I think that EHOME have all the tools that they need to be able to take down like heroes like PA. If you look at the way that MVP like to play it, they often pick it when there's not a lot of hard disable and there's not a lot of magical burst damage. But in this game on the side of EHOME, they kind of have both. So the Starstorm from the Mirana, obviously Arrow, Epicenter, Burrow Strike, even Sven Stun. There's a tremendous amount of lockdown and no save, so in order to play PA in this game effectively, you have to be very careful about how you choose fights. Not only that, but as the panel mentioned, it's going to be very difficult for Loda to find an easy lane to be in. Against any melee, Sand King is going to be great. He's going to be caustic finale skilled. If they want to try to go aggro to dodge the lane of the Sand King and just try to pressure the Sven directly, they can also choose that path. It looks like where everyone is right now, it'd be likely that the Alliance decides to do that, but in the grand scheme of things, the pick can still work, and they're not really going to be able to kill the PA if she gets like a decent item progression and BKB comes out at a decent timing. It's just, can Alliance get that early game? Can they get the advantage they want?
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, if EHOME do get ahead of Loda before he gets the BKB, you look at Alliance's draft in terms of saves for a core, there's not a lot. I guess obviously Savage or from the Lone Druid can help them out in some of the fights, getting EHOME away from Loda. But indeed, this is quite a test for Alliance. We saw that they did have some strengths at the beginning of Game 1. There's something going to need to step it up here in Game 2. I mean, overall, talking about Alliance's draft, do you like the way that they changed it up, coming in with something pretty different to what they did in Game 1?
I mean, I don't really think that their plan was the problem. I think that they just needed to push a little bit earlier and maybe itemize differently on the bristleback. But outside of that, I thought it was an okay draft, if not a good draft. But this one is a little bit, I think, harder to run personally against what EHOME have. But it's not to say that it can't work. They just need to make sure that the laning phase goes swimmingly. And the way that they've kind of put it together right now, doing the dual lane mid, I like this. It means that Old Chicken is going to not really have the greatest of times, but he did kind of anticipate that he was going to be laning against the PA because he started with the magic stick. So even if there's daggers being thrown out for harass, he should be okay. I don't really see him dying.
But overall, in terms of lane matchups, like the game when you like the way that Alliance have managed to find the lane combinations, or are EHOME a little stronger this time?
They should be fine, honestly, in both of these lanes. If everything remains static, I think mid and top will both be okay. But yeah, I don't really see EHOME being able to get a kill on this top lane at all, because it's a Shadow Demon and your Sven's most likely going to only have level 1 stun for a while. You just expect Ice to level that Great Cleave, so I see pretty much no kill potential there. Alliance, on the other hand, they are going to be rotating up Ake.
We're going to make a bit of a go on to Fenrir, looking towards the Shadow Demon, yet to skill now, skills the disruption, holding back one of them, Ake, looking to follow through, and he's going to get himself first blood. Ake, with a top-notch rotation up towards the top lane. Indeed, looking to punish EHOME's weakness in this early laning stage that they have there. As you said, already going to be a hard lane for the SD and Sven to get stuff done in the early levels. The Alliance, they're able to make the most of that. One lane though, on 11. And a rather deep one to Bulldog. He's going to have Old Lanham coming in as well. And Bulldog is going to be in trouble. Spirit into the stomp. One more touch from the Sand King. EHOME with the punish Alliance elsewhere across the map. S4's come down. Going to look to start to stack up the napalm on Old 11. And Old 11, he's not got any points, of course, at this stage in Sandstorm. The S4 with a good TP to make something off the back of Bulldog's death. Getting himself a tasty bit of gold in the bank. Already 2 minutes in, he's sitting on 900 gold.
Yeah, really nice movement. And the nice thing too is, even if S4 stays down here, Bulldog can just stay in top lane now with EGM. And a Lone Druid plus overlane is going to be an absolute nightmare for EHOME. Like, there is zero kill potential of this lane. And Ogre with that much armor and health and a lone druid on top of that. Interestingly enough, Bulldog actually doesn't have spare for about a minute.
Hang on, is Zelda time going for the curry? Just
He has
come
a
down with
haste,
the
he's got a
haste,
haste.
yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, and he makes it out as well. Oh, Lana, what a play. He's just taken away someone's boots as well with that one.
Spoiled that
Hey,
shot.
old chicken. He's the he's got stick charges. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, Lona doesn't have blink strike yet. He's only level 3, so if he has it, maybe he goes for the kill, but just playing it a little bit safer and obviously dealing quite a bit of harass to the Mirana during the stage. But Alliance, again, the laning phase isn't going too shabby for them. Hold on, suffering a bit.
S4's in trouble. Old 11. Hasn't quite got the mana for another Burrow Strike. Within a few seconds, he may not even need it, but S4 playing around with this one. 2 mana off Burrow Strike. Yeah, Old 11's just going to have to use it to get out. Very fortunate that for S4 that Burrow Strike wasn't available. Otherwise, that would have been dead.
For now, they're just really concerned about getting farm on these heroes on the side of Alliance. EHOME, they once again picked a lineup that has good kill potential at pretty much every stage if they have enough heroes around. The only one who's not really offering a bunch is the Sven, because low-level Stormhammer just doesn't really do that much. Loda gonna dodge the stomp here.
Now hold on to time being. Looking to just harass on that back. BD on Loda as well, so if he gets a chance to make a jump in, I'm going to go for it.
That
Just
is
harassing
ours.
old chicken back. CS-wise, as we can indeed see, because of the presence of Ake, it's been going very well for Loda in the mid lane. 21 for 7, top of the CS at the moment, well ahead of the Mirana. The mid lane going very nicely. We've obviously seen Old Lanham started to look to put a bit more pressure on the mid. The presence of the other team. Moving in Old Chicken and Alliance, continuing to make the mid lane go even nicer for them. Kill as well for the two of them. This mid lane matchup is certainly hurting EHOME hard.
The TD Ruin plus the Ancient Seal combination is
Radiant's
crazy.
bottom
The
tower's
problem
got
that EHOME are having right now is their support, Shadow Demon, can't really do that much for the team. Like, if he rotates mid, sure, he'll be able to save situations like that. Maybe Old Chicken doesn't die, but then your Sven is almost guaranteed to be getting nothing on the lane.
Oh, and here comes Old Chicken, missing the arrow, uncharacteristically as well. We saw how well in game 1 EHOME were able to hit combos time and time again, but a little bit slow off the mark there. Loda, and gets away with his life intact because of that blunder.
A very uncommon display, but sometimes stuff like that happens. Loda will be happy for it, I'm sure. I guess the biggest story right now is the fact that the Sand King is getting so much. If you look at the net worth, he's actually leading right now, even though his CS isn't at the top of the board. He gets an earlier blink timing than he did in game 1. We saw how effective he could be on the Sand King before Gold 11.
Old 11 Sand King is...
And I think the only reason they didn't ban it is because of Nyx. They had the last ban Nyx instead because they picked Bat Rider.
It's a nice stack here. We'll see who's able to get their hands on it. Looks like S4 might actually clear most of it with a fair few napalm stacks. And he will get the lion's share of it. 11 and Old Lanham coming across. We're seeing if they can catch S4 out. Don't want to play this, Old 11. Vision from Old Lanham Spirit. Now jumping in. Finishing the center as well. The fire blast. Too much for S4. Chicken makes his presence known as well. We'll get that Barrada kill.
Stun from EGM, which is a tiny bit late. Maybe even like a half a second sooner, and they potentially could have kept the Bat Rider alive. Decent rotation though, coming in from EHOME. Making use of the epicenter once Old 11 got his levels.
So I saw this is happening, just more and more space for Loda in the mid lane. Actually caught out by a decent arrow from Old Chicken. Ake is there to help out. And indeed, Loda will be fine. EHOME bringing in 3 heroes to the mid lane as well. So worth noting is what this game round, Ice on the Sven, he's having a lot better of a start in the lanes compared to game 1 on the Juggernaut. He's up there at the top, 36 CS. That hasn't had as many issues as he did earlier on in the series.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was due to the babysitting that he was doing for the first couple of waves. He kind of needed it. Like, he started off against the Bat Rider and the Ogre, then he was against the Ogre and the Lone Druid, both lanes. Not really the best for him. But he's managed to make the best of a not-so-great situation and maintain a really good level of farm, which is great, because during the mid-game, even if you get a lucky cleave onto a couple of heroes, you don't really have to hit the PA directly. You can just hit, like, the bear or something and kill the PA in that way. Yeah, I think given the state of the game and having that extra work right on as well against stuff like PA and Lone Druid is going to be great. But
EGM in trouble. 3 heading down. Benreal Adam ready to back up. Old 11. EGM on the Ogre, maybe tanky, not quite tanky enough to live with the damage that EHOME are doing already with this combination of heroes. And this is something that we can expect to see again and again as EHOME make these rotations,
bottom tower is under
ready to use the fantastic synergy that their hero picks out, bring down Alliance's heroes.
they just have so many disables. It's like, if you get hit by one thing, you're going to get arrowed, you're going to get stomped. Even a Sven stun potentially when Ice sides start coming to fights. It's just, EHOME always build their lineups to be able to fight at any stage. Because that way, you know, if a lineup has a specific power spike timing that you need to worry about, EHOME just fight you before that point, or they fight you after they have their core items. It's a very flexible type of draft that can do a lot of different things.
And Old Chicken with an invis. Not like to be able to do anything, but just hand the restaurant to loader. Immediately acting, forcing Old Chicken to jump back. And at the same time, Alliance. Spawn Ake, ready to make a move up top. Ice is alone. See how far he comes out at the moment, staying right by the tier 1.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom
Kept the
tower.
lane equilibrium very nicely by the tower, so see how far out he comes with this next wave. Come out to bite him back pretty hard. S4 getting in position with the Firefly, and they'll start to close the gap to the last and can't get it off in time. Ice, Storm Hammer to hold him back in the same rear. Presence is made known. With Disruption holds back S4. And EHOME making it very hard for Alliance to get the kills that they need.
Blink Dagger now done on the Sand King as well in the meantime while they were fighting that top little engagement. So you compare the 15-minute Blink Dagger of game 1 that Old 11 had versus a 9-minute Blink Dagger, I'm assuming he'll have a lot more impact than we can see here.
Yam again, caught out alone. Old Chicken, Old 11. An easy kill for the boys on EHOME. And they may not be done quite yet. Old 11, of course, with that blink, making the move towards the mid lane Alliance. Gotta be careful, there's an epicenter at the ready as well. Okay, hunting the tree line, waiting for some kind of camera back. Tries to get it on Old 11. And Swart is there as well with the lasso, and that's a big catch. Old 11
Radiant's
will
bottom
be
tower
taken
is under
down.
attack.
Alliance making sure that they don't let EHOME get the better of them once again.
Yeah, not letting the Sand King get anything off there, and obviously not being able to make use of the epicenter with the fresh Blink Dagger is going to be great for Alliance. But, I mean, during this time, the Ice on the Sven is going to start to get to a point where his farm rate is going to just accelerate more and more. You're going to have to worry about that during the mid game, because Admiral Bulldog still kind of wants Radiance before he fights. So this Sven is going to be hitting creeps the entire time against Team Stack as well. I think Alliance are kind of under pressure here to make something happen.
Mid lane, where they try something, but at the same time,
Radiant's middle
EHOME.
tower could use some help.
Old Chicken, Old Man, Ice ready. Same time, top lane. Look to set this up, Old 11. This man is just a little bit too damn good on the Sand King. 4.7k net worth, top of the board, making the plays happen. We knew it was going to get painful when we saw Alliance letting him get his hands on it again. And so far, that certainly seems to be the case. Constantly finding the perfect chances and opportunities to jump in on Alliance.
Yeah, it's definitely been a consistent issue throughout Game 1 and Game 2. He's going to continue to get even more farm, like he takes one of the large camp stacks. He's halfway to his 4th step already, and it's only been like, so maintaining around
Radiant's top
500
tower
plus
is under
DPM.
attack.
Getting a really important kill on Bulldog after the Midas was done, and Bulldog doesn't even have a bear for another 50 seconds. Like, that's painful.
Radiant's top
To be
tower
a low druid in this
has been
situation, especially considering the bear is the thing that's carrying his Midas.
I mean, looking to load up on the PA, definitely the one player at the moment on Alliance that has the most space in the laning stage and has got a decent amount of farms. I mean, just to see what he does build up. Does he need to go for the straight BKB or do you expect there's still a chance Loader may go for something else first?
What we've been seeing a lot is the Deso Rush and then into BKB, just so you get that bonus damage, and you have to pick the right here.
Taking the invis in front of him as they murder him.
Oh, God.
Picks like this, it's why EHOME are seen to be an absolute beast of a team this TI. Any slight mispositioning from a player and they immediately make the jump. They're always there, ready to pounce. Now, Bulldog himself has to be a little bit careful. You can see EHOME just
Tower shouldn't have to
hungry
take this
for action,
abuse.
just cutting their ways behind this tier 1. At the same time, they're sending Old Man up. There's 4 heroes coming up to Bulldog. He's got a TP. I mean, if he senses something on the head,
Oh, they're gonna
sideline
go.
a TP, but he's in trouble.
Epicenter just came
He's
up.
heading back. And see, get the vision with the spirit. Old 11 indeed. Looks like he is going to be fine this time.
Spoiled that
I'm surprised they didn't go for that. Maybe because he was both last over.
Absolutely, and straight into the Scarab Mage. Nice pick from Alliance. Actually going to be the ones this time to outwit EHOME. Exactly what Alliance need.
Someone better help Dyer's
Make sure
middle
that EHOME
tower.
waste their time and Alliance make the most of their own.
Radiant just denied the
Also,
top
Bulldog
tower.
able to get the deny on the tower, so potential huge disaster averted on the top lane. Alliance still holding in strong. And is this, I mean, at this point, is this exactly what Alliance needs to do? They just need to hold their own. Let the Bulldog, Lone Druid, get the space that he needs to get that Radiance timing, as the Joff was saying, and kind of just play around this Lone Druid pick.
I mean, you really want the Radiance before you start taking fights. There's no doubt about that. But it just depends on how long it takes versus, EHOME continually applying pressure. You look at the first game, Alliance decided to farm, and they eventually get picked apart by the Sand King, the Shadow Demon Mirana. Well, EHOME have that same lineup pretty much, or at least those 3 heroes. So if you keep playing a split-up game, there's an equal opportunity that you're going to continue to get picked off again. It's just a matter of if Alliance can dodge those pickoffs long enough to get those core items up.
Well, DV Rune in the portal has picked up the first for Hammer. Indeed, if it is going to be the best of build or the BKB, we'll see how it goes. And up top, EHOME. I'll take it down, Alfredo. They should be able to do it. It's behind the bear of Alpha Bulldog. Let's have a resummon immediately, of course, gets it straight back out. Mid lane, as we can see, EGM and Ake ready in case EHOME jump in onto either Load or S4, but it's not going to be the case. Now they themselves go for a play. At the same time, Ice, picking up himself a very hefty Ancient stack. Alliance, they're going to come too late for the Ancient, but they may get the punish was. He's low indeed. S4 jumps in, Ice, down the silence. The multi
Double kill.
as well. Loader gets the double kill. And a perfect bit of play there to give Alliance the boost that they need.
Really good read from Alliance, knowing that stack was going on. Oh, they had the word. Okay. So yeah,
It's good warning.
they saw the stack being taken down. Nice little smoke maneuver there. They get a bonus kill as well. Fenrir trying to go in to save. Looks like EHOME aren't going to take that one on the chin though.
Absolutely. They don't even feel that they need to wait for Fenrir and Ice. They know between these 3 heroes, they could do an insane amount of damage. Epicenter, the ready. Let's see what the jump is like. Old 11 finds Loader. Got immediately for the Epicenter follow up as well. Loader in a lot of trouble. The arrow hits as well. They found the PA. EGM going for the 2 They've got anything to cancel. Yes, they do. The stop from Lannister. And Alliance, as quick as they find 2 kills, will be quick to give away 2 of their own. Old 11 finds the double. This game is going to be a bit of a bloodbath, back and forth action. Still, as we can see, it's the Sand King that
Radiant's
sits
middle
at the
tower
top
is
as
under
the king.
attack.
Aghanim is, of course, going to be coming at a very, very respectable timing as well. See, during all of this, top lane, Bulldog did get a bit of
Radiant
space
structures
for
are
Lone Druid.
fortified.
Keep the pressure on. Ice is going to be Echo Saber done as well, so he himself, when he turns over to the fight, will be able to do that a bit
Radiant's
more.
bottom tower
Just
is
500
no
gold
more.
away from Old 11's Aghanim, so...
Lone Druid, but Bulldog's sitting on 3,000 gold, so he's getting closer and closer to that relic. Once the Radiance is out, I would really like to see Alliance try to group up and do something. Luna is also going for the Rush Deso build that we saw QO doing on the side of MVP when they were playing Phantom Assassin. And it's a really strong build because if you get a lucky crit where you dagger and then you go in and you get a crit on auto or something like that, you can blow somebody up pretty fast. Solid build, but it also relies very heavily on being able to get kills after the Deso is done, so that way you can quickly...
Looking to jump in on all that, but again, KNS for the combo working out. Themselves another pick.
Alliance really haven't been able to make much of their picks
Dyer's
do
middle
anything.
tower isn't
Bulldog's
going to
playing a
last
very
long.
safe farming game, and he's the one hero that you're looking at to say, okay, let's hit some builds. But he hasn't really been doing that, just trying to get to the Radiance as fast as he can.
See the 3 months of EHOME, they be trying to find something at the setup. Onto Loader, enter center as well. They need to follow through stuff potentially. Loader jumps across and away, but Fenrir is there with the demonic bird. Side, turning up as well. Takes down Loader, S4 in trouble. Flame breaks Ice away from him, trying to hide in the trees. S4 gets the blink off. S4 pulling EHOME away from the objective. And they actually finish off the kill. EHOME, they're chasing him. They're going to have vision on him now. Old 11 gets the first strike off. They will clean up the bat. EHOME finding so much at this point. Coming out on top and consistently pulling off the plays. Top, on Mirana. She's going to drop the ult. The TP's coming through. Absolutely perfect. And that was before he spent his relic gold. He's still got enough for the relic, but he lost a clean 400 off the back of that Bulldog.
That was a nasty combination right there. Stomp and the Earth Splitter arrow.
Fenrir may have been left alone. As not going to be able to save him. You do see Ice coming across. Maybe he can look for the counterplay. Ice, does he want to jump in now? He realizes Fenrir is gone.
Bottom tower.
In a backup, he's not going to try and help him out there.
Yeah, he's not going for the blink build either, which I think is a little bit interesting. We'll get a chance to watch
this combo
again, yeah. I mean, the Earth Splitter guarantees the bear's gonna die, so Bulldog takes a lot of extra damage. Arrow comes out, hits him. Actually, I think it hit him before the Earth Splitter actually did damage, so... Got a Star Storm on top of that, just way too much even for the tanky longer to deal with.
Roshan is do you expect to see one of the teams try for Roche at this stage? Is it key to the way that EHOME want to play? Can Alliance sneak it from underneath them?
I mean, Alliance can do a very safe Roshan and a pretty fast one, but in regards to sneaking it from EHOME, I don't think that's a thing. And plus, you have to worry about like Blink Epicenter in the pit. They have an Elder Titan and Moonlight Shadow. So getting yourself into a position where you feel safe going for Roshan against EHOME is going to be pretty difficult for Alliance at the moment. I mean, all things considered, they're still getting pretty decent farm on their cores. Like the PA, the Winter, the Bat Rider, they all have a good amount at this point. They're still waiting for those big key items. You know, we just saw the completion of the Desolator on Lotus. And we also saw that, you know, Bulldog is only about 1,000 gold away from his Radiance at this point. The question is, are those items going to be enough?
EHOME moving as a pack now, the full 5-man. At the same time, Alliance, they're together as well. Old Chicken has found himself with double damage ready for this next fight. And Deep of the Moonlight, EHOME, only looking to get something done around the region. To get the jumping energy, they found EGM first. Now the ambush again. That was combination from EHOME bringing down. Members of Alliance.
Where did Radiant's middle tower
Come in, travel around with the dagger. S4. Seeing if you can get a jump, but at this stage, because jumping into 5, it's a bit of a death sentence, so Alliance just back off. Still going to be careful, though. We're seeing how far Old 11 is willing to initiate from. And he may even initiate into the base. Eye has gone to presence. They look at the vision with the arrow. Just creating space for Ice to take down the tier 2. Again, these arrows hitting from a mile on Loader.
beating on Dire's top tower.
EGM back up in a couple of seconds. Already, the damage being done to this tier 2. And still just 200 gold away from that Radiance. They really need it on Bulldog's bear.
Disruption.
If they can do it, it's going to repeat it, man. Play against them, yes. With a bit of a blunder. And it cost them Ice's life.
I think maybe EHOME were assuming that Alliance were going to try to play.
May still put another damage to EHOME, a couple of mistakes. Alliance gonna be very happy with that one, not losing anyone, getting a kill. Now the Radiance is done. EHOME make sure that they don't start to fall apart at this stage. It's certainly have created the dominance at the start. The Alliance, they're not a team to allow another one to walk over them. They punish EHOME hard there. Loader continuing to try and find a space as he can. He's only 1k behind Ice is spent. On top of the Deso now, do you imagine we'll definitely see him go in for the BKB, or is it going to be a full-out aggressive build from the PM?
I mean, some people like to go Vlads and then BKB, but I honestly feel like without Menage community in fights, he's just going to explode. Like, I think BKB is mandatory at this point, if you want to fight.
Hold 11, the pit jump in. Safe for the time being. And using their tools They've lost the Sand King, and another trade that Alliance are going to be very happy with. And EHOME just not hitting the exact combos that they need to in these fights. So they get anything more, though. Still coming around, jumping forward, Bulldog. He wants to fall as well, but the Savage Raw reaches the back there. Looking to hold him in place with his strike, but eyes on time. The Alliance chasing down from all the smoke from all that is there. They're going to turn, jumping the other. Bursting them down quickly. EHOME recovering control of this fight. And he just took down and he will. But Alliance are bringing down members of EHOME with them. That's for sure.
It's a very scrappy engagement from both teams, just taking a disjointed fight, losing the Sand King on top of the hill. Wasn't really able to account a whole lot inside of the fight itself. Alliance going to be okay. They did lose, I guess, the Lone Druid and the PA, so ultimately, I think that EHOME are probably fine with it, because they traded Sand King, Rare, and then Ice for that. It's okay still. Especially considering the fact that they're the ones who maintain the map control.
They can catch on Lemon and indeed as soon as that's immediately jumping in. Multicon just outside the ult actually says, I'll walk back into that for you. An old 11 caught out by Alliance. Immediate pings on the ward as EHOME won't fall for that trap again. But Alliance composing themselves very nicely with their back pushed against the wall as EHOME has started to do so with their team fighting. Just combos that they were hitting.
He was kind of on his own on Alliance's side of the map. You kind of have to expect at some point that if you just get worse back and the rest of your team is still respawning, you're not really going to have any backup.
Alliance now has 4 men to take the tier 1 from top. EHOME
Beating on Dire's top
around
tower.
towards the bottom. That's forward defending at the moment.
Dire's top tower
Bulldog takes
is
the tower, and already we can see, with the Midas, with the Radiance, Bulldog starting to get into position in terms of the position that he needs to be. Nearly on the same level as Ice. This progression is soon to be above it.
We talked about the importance of the Radiance in the center here.
11, jumping on TGM. TP's coming through from EHOME. Alliance is still around here. Looks like they may just have EGM. Let him go, but EGM, he's going to make this hard for EHOME. Moonlight pops as well. Oh, he's got the TP. He's going to make it. The sweet attempt from EGM. EHOME, of course, not going to let that happen. The rest of the Alliance get themselves away.
Those moves are actually okay. I think it is soloed out of Fenrir here.
Pose has been dropped down. Going to follow in. The poison stacking up. Won't be quite enough. Narrow though. Good. He's back. And Debo looks a bit loaded. Good bit. Mid-4 hammer picked up. Looking to get that big heavy done. So he's a bit better of a fighting shape.
Radiant's middle tower
Ready to
has
jump in against
fallen.
EHOME. That's complete.
If he gets BKB, he can just jump on Fenrir right away. He can force a defensive disruption. He can do the same thing to Lanham, but Lanham has a force staff, so it'll be a bit more tricky, I think, for him to stick at the target. It's just going to basically mean that during fights, until match community is down, you more or less can't kill him. The only physical damage on the side of EHOME is the spend, and making sure that you're hitting something else and not the PA just to ensure that you can cleave is fairly difficult. So it's still going to be a while before Ice builds anything like MKB if he wants to really go for that hard counter against the Phantom Assassin.
That's 4 BKB done, so his jump in is going to be a little bit easier for him to pull off. We've already seen him make the big lassos. Punishing anyone on the side of EHOME. Does come out alone. Game 2 certainly looking a lot better for Alliance in comparison to the way Game 1 was going at this stage. More of a hope. EHOME looking. So he's around with the Roche, not really fully committing. Alliance, they're smoked up and making a move over. BKB done on Loader, so a bit of a power spike for the side of Alliance that's allowed them to go head-to-head with EHOME in the team fights. See how they're able to utilize it.
These items, I think, obviously you want to break detection, but testing Roche would be such a nice thing. Fresh 10-second BKB on 2 heroes would be like one of the best times to fight EHOME. Assuming they don't get caught first.
EHOME, yeah, if Alliance lose one member at the start, it could be really painful. The Elder Titan holds, actually now slowing him down. Loader can't finish up the kill. EHOME surrounded and takes him down. Loader's out, and Alliance, they may just lose more. Ake stopping the Mystic Flare, but it's not going to get the kill. Oh, Chicken with a double kill. Ice pulling now. EHOME with a third. Saving ball, goal 11. Shifting forward to S4. He's just gone out the tree line. EHOME finds a fourth and S4. The only one to get out by the looks of it, but he may not even do that as old 11 still has a bow strike. It looks like he's going to blink back, but not the 5 that Alive were looking for. And in fact, they may just lose S4. Old Chicken jumping across. I was going to go through, but of course not going to reach S4 as he will TP back to base. But what a painful engagement for Alliance where EHOME played it perfectly and Fenrir just kiting loaded up so much that the PA just couldn't get the kill under the direction of that BKB.
Yeah, we'll get to see the opening here. Fortunately for S4, he's able to pop the BKB before the arrow hits. But there's something that goes really well for Alliance is they pull the Sven out of the fight. Like S4 blinks back in, but this whole time, like Wood is trying to just catch anybody that he can. But the problem is he's getting credited around the trees way too much and he's walking away from the vision. So by the time his BKBs, like it wore off, but there was no way that they could see the rest of the
and they nearly kill Ice.
Yeah, they almost kill him, but the reality is he was trying to fight with there. So.
Fenrir's plays indeed game 2 with these disruptions each and every time there to save a member. Team.
It's a really bad sign when you have 2 BKBs against the lineup that EHOME are running and then you still lose the fight. That is really, really bad news.
And suddenly, as we can see, top 3 net worth all over on the side of EHOME. Wanting to look very, very scary for Alliance, similar to the position that they were forced into in game 1. I mean, how do they get around that? Is it just the fact that EHOME got the jump? To Alliance, they need to find the jumping onto the backliners. They need to take the Shadow Demon out of the fight for a start.
Yeah, you really want to have vision around the area that you're fighting if you're going to be playing against EHOME. I think that's one of the important things. And honestly, S4 couldn't even see didn't see the heroes that were coming in, obviously, and they popped Moonlight, but they can't see most of the other heroes because there were no sentries down on the far right-hand side where Loda was. So he either needs to carry Dust, or he needs to make sure the rest of the team is fighting around him. Otherwise, he'll just get kited again.
Nice size into the pit. Alliance. Well, moving over with the pings, but EHOME getting a position on the high ground, ready to fight all. This could be safe for Alliance. Jumping it on. Immediately on Alliance, and it may even be more again. Loaded just goes for the BKB GPL. He's going to make it. Ake on the other hand certainly isn't. EHOME finding everything. Now, this game proving to be even more brutal for Alliance than game 1, Andy.
And they are just relentless EHOME. Like these Sand King initiations. That's fine now.
As people have said, EHOME looks to be just playing like championship winners. And this series has been no exception. Alliance knew that they were going to have a tough one coming into this matchup. They know it was going to be as tough as this, probably, after seeing EHOME's performance at the group stage. But here we have game 2, EHOME looking to do serious amounts of damage to Alliance's base. Mid's being cleaned up, they're looking towards the bottom. Maybe Alliance going to have one more final stance, and indeed they'll attempt it. Edward comes in on time, guys bringing him back, but already falling so low. Ake is gone, S4. He's trying to get himself back as well under the cover of BKB. EHOME head back to hitting the tower. A bit of mercy as they back up now. Alliance, can they punish this at all? The CGM trying to get some sort of latch out. S4 does not have the lasso for this defense. But EHOME, they're happy with the damage done. They back out. And Alliance, they certainly are a team that in the past have been able to bring back some very impressive things. This has got to be one of them if they need to hold in, because they are falling so far behind at this stage.
2 fights in a row, they just get completely massacred by EHOME. Like, BKBs aren't even making much of a difference. When the initiation is so good that you die before you can pop your magic on the item, yeah, the fall off is fairly significant here for Alliance. They were at one point on even terms with the force of EHOME. That is not the case anymore. I mean, they've only killed one tower in a 32-minute game with a lone druid. It just goes to show how much pressure EHOME has been able to apply out of the map. And Alliance is feeling it for sure. They're already down that one set of racks, and the more I think about this, it's their bear death. That's fair death like
Radiant's
number 3
top
or 4.
tower is under attack.
But Mirana is just so good against PA because when you have Moonlight Shadow up, PA's specialty is chasing heroes. When you have
Radiant's
Moonlight
top
Shadow
tower
and you don't have
has
anyone
looked
around
better.
you with Dust or Sentries, that PA is pretty useless because even if you have great mobility, it doesn't matter if you can't freaking see anything. So for me, I feel like if you're playing against Mirana, it's just mandatory. PA herself has to carry detection because the supports are not always going to see it.
EHOME into the Roach Pit for the last Experience Alliance. I'm going to look to head over there and fight around this area of the map. So EHOME granted the Aegis to themselves. Straight onto Old Chicken. And as you said, Old Chicken's Mirana performance has been absolutely brilliant. And the way that he's dealt with the way that Alliance jump in. You know, we've seen S4 comes in, grabs a hero, brings him away from the team, but immediately Old Chicken just jumps back in and
Own it. Those cracks in
60
Dire's top
seconds
tower.
out, just like that. EHOME.
And with such a crisp movement, they like kill Northman and just immediately cut towards middle lane because they know that it's pushed in and that somebody's going to have to address it. Just Evo playing super well.
Discipline off the face of the earth. I'd like to get me saved by Fenrir. I mean, disruption or not, he wasn't dying there for sure. 3 dead on Alliance.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
Luna
under
pops the BKB, but he doesn't quite know what he can do with it here. As he's just got to get himself back to the fountain.
Radiant's bottom barracks are lost.
30 seconds before they have the final. Going into the fountain here. Unloader. Oh, he's still probably going to... Oh, she didn't find it. Wants to bring back S4. The punish She's positioning there. Alliance. Again. Still holding on to the game, but even if you can call it that, as EHOME just playing around with them now.
I just want to say, I don't think I've seen many games where Sven buys Bloodborne, but
Bloodborne Sven.
I mean, if you're in this position and you're against a PA, it's not bad. And also the Radiance burn as well. Helps the rest of your team just be able to hit the hero. I guess considering the BKB is down to about 7 seconds now, it's probably not going to matter what he makes, honestly, just because they have such an advantage at this stage. It would take EHOME, like, going into the base, into the well, I think, for Alliance to win a team fight. Like, that's just how far behind they are right now. You need to, like, lasso somebody and pull them so far away from the rest of EHOME that they can isolate it and just kill it before the rest of them can follow it up.
EHOME ready to get the job done on the final lane. Formulate the push onto the tier 2. And it really is going to be Alliance's last chance to hold up some sort of
Radiant's
defense.
top tower has looked better.
Question is, how can Alliance find a jump onto a lineup like this? You've essentially got a lineup where all 5 heroes can react and play to save whoever gets gone on. And the deep push from Alliance is there as well. Blown up immediately, and there's no bear for 90 seconds. Old 11, just teasing there, seeing if he can get a latch. S4, we can get something here, maybe the crossy, but Old Chicken puts an Old Chicken in. Kills off EGM. Feels like at this point, all it takes for EHOME is to just click the base, and the game can be won. Jumping in again. Were not messing up today, EHOME. Everything was perfect.
Alliance gave him the heroes they wanted 2 games in a row, I feel. Like, sure, it's hard to ban against EHOME because they pick a lot of stuff, but the Sand King and the Mirana especially, like, those heroes have been seen throughout the group stage, and Old Chicken and Old 11 both.